spicy meat.
Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we're going to talk about the brand new Polish tank that Wargaming announced, aka the 60TP, simply because when I was in vacation I felt across a YouTube video by Happy Word Blitz. By the way, if you feel free for it, go subscribe because he does World of Tank Blitz content. And I didn't check the video, but it says 60TP stats leaked, and it says in the thumbnail that it's just horrible. So is it true? This is what we're going to try to find out in today's video by taking a look at the stats of the 60TP. So the cool thing is that we finally have access to this tank simply because to this tank statistics simply because Wargaming is about to test it, which implies that regardless of the server you're playing on, North American, Russian, EU, you will be able to see this tank in battle. And all I have to say is that I'm really impressed by Wargaming when it comes to balancing that tank to not make the E100 useless. Let me explain briefly what I mean by that. When you take a look at the gun power, you will see that it seems less attractive than the 100. And yes, it's the case. 2.1k damage per minute when you are stuck, because I want to remind you that those are the statistics when the tank is stuck. 15.8 seconds of reload, which is a little bit bigger than the 100, but unlike the 100, it doesn't feature 640 alpha damage. No, it features 560, so nearly 100 less, approximately 80 less. And this is going to make a difference because here it implies that the 100 will have a better DPM than the 60TP. Therefore, the 60TP will not replace the 100 when it comes to this point. For the rest, the average penetration is quite similar, but we don't really care, and also the gun dispersion is quite bad, which is logic due to the gun caliber and the fact that it's a heavy tank. Now, where things are getting really interesting, at least in my opinion, is when you take a look at the top speed. As you can see, it can go to 32 kilometers per hour maximum. And this is really insane because if we compare to the 100, it's better. But is it enough? I feel like Wargaming will buff it to 35 kilometers per hour. I don't know why, but it's only a feeling. But on top of that, if Wargaming allows you to use the right provisions and maybe the special consumables, you could climb that up to 45 kilometers per hour for nearly 20 seconds. So just imagine, same as the 100, but going as fast as a medium tank. Yeah, I know, it's scary. For the moment, it's not the case, but hey, we will see what it renders in the battlefield, on the battlefield. For the rest, it's pretty similar to the E100 when it comes to the turn rate of the hull and the turret and the crossing abilities, so we're not going to bother too much. Hit points, 2.6k, so same as the 100, which makes it interesting because you're going to be a big hit points bag, which can be something that implies that this tank is about to brawl on the battlefield, because with this you're supposed to push through. And yes, this is something really interesting. Regardless of the mobility, and another big advantage that tank has over the E100 is possibly its armor profile, because here, as you can see, it seems really hard for you to catch up with the weak spots because there are not so many. The first and most obvious one is the lower part of the plate, but as soon as you angle a little bit the tank or hide it, there is literally no possibilities for you to penetrate it, except for the two cupolas right there and maybe that small part here. But I feel like this part is only available because the guy that is using the 60TP turned a little bit his turret, which implies that this has to be one better version of the 100 when it comes to the armor profile, and even with gold shell it's going to be quite hard to penetrate. Maybe tank destroyers will be able to go through that area right there using gold shell, but when it comes to light and medium tanks, I don't think so. And I think it's a good thing because at least we'll have the main difference between the 100 and the 60TP. The 60TP will be faster with a worse gun, but at least also a better armor. And the 100 on the other side will be packing some good armor as long as you know how to angle it, but also a bigger and better gun. So in the end, it seems like the 60TP is not going to take the place of the 100, and Wargaming finally made something really balanced. So for that, thank you Wargaming. That's it for today's guys. I'm not gonna bother doing an 8-minute video because I already talked about everything I wanted in that video. Don't expect the 60TP to be completely broken, but expect a different playstyle from what you are used to. And this is a breath of fresh air in the game, and for that, yes, That's exactly what we want, and I feel like Wargaming is going on the right path by releasing such a tank. Yet, we still have to wait for the fully release of the tank, because as it's in test, it's supposed to be changed. Maybe at the end of the test, it's going to be a really worse E100, or maybe a really better version. We don't know yet, so take that with a pinch of salt. Hopefully you enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and I'm going to see you soon for a new video. Bye.